Hello, my name is Teresa Jackson, and I go to the University of California, San Diego. My major is biochemistry in the chemistry department, and this is my submission to Drink Brain Juice, the scholarship. First question is, why does it matter to get an education? And why should we get one? This question seems really silly to me, but I'll address it. The simple fact is, modern day society has so many complex problems that just can't be tackled if you don't understand. And the only way to understand them and get the details on them and acquire these tools to process this kind of information is to go to college. In particular, I am a biochemistry major, as I already stated. So a lot of the problems that are in modern day society revolve for me around medical things, such as the overuse of antibiotics. Another question was, what do you do to help society? Well, I educate people on what we should do with our overuse of antibiotics, why it's bad, and where we can go from there. For one, my career goal is I want to work as an immunologist and make those antibiotics and actually help cure people on that kind of massive scale. It sounds so cool to me and interesting. And I've actually been pretty sick as a child, so it's pretty close to my heart to make a lot of those cures a reality. Uh, But the problem with antibiotics is our overuse of them. So, the overuse of antibiotics, you might say, I don't even take antibiotics. What are you talking about? Well, you may not take antibiotics, but the cow you eat does. Or at least it likely does. If you eat organic food, oftentimes this isn't a problem, but most people don't, because it's expensive. And this is true. So, there's a cow. Cattle farmers like, hey, I got like 500 cows. If one of them gets sick, they're all going to get sick. This would be bad, because then I would make no money, because they'd all die. And that might not necessarily be the exact case, but it's basically the argument there. Cattle farmers, like, if I order the Costco amount of antibiotics and treat all of the cows with it, then they won't get sick, because if you treat it beforehand, it won't happen. This is true, but he treats 500 cows with an antibiotic that is generally also used for humans. What's the problem here, you ask me? Well, for one, it's just kind of silly because antibiotics also kill, like, the bacteria that's good for you. Sorry, my cat was leaving. They also kill the bacteria that's good for you. And so these cows probably have, like, some digestive problems, etc., while they're living still. And then for two, antibiotics generally they'll kill like 99.9% of a bacteria if taken as directed. For one, this is assuming they took it as directed, but for two, it's also there's 0.1% left. Antibiotics reproduce in a manner that's exponential. You get 2, you get 4, you get 8, you get 16, you get 32. You're sitting there with 32 when 20 minutes ago you had 2. They reproduce very quickly, and the antibiotics resistance is very strong once you have these bacteria that are that way. And oftentimes, people think that bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics are weaker, but this isn't the case. In fact, there's a couple of pneumonia strains that are actually stronger and resistant, and this is bad because it can result in some loss of life and definitely some permanent damage to certain people. It's a thing that we need to address. On top of that, you guys want to know what I hope to do to help the world. Well, I think I already mentioned this. I help by telling people, informing them that this is a bad idea, but also I want to help cure the already created superbugs. And these superbugs are to some extent naturally occurring. I mean, they don't happen with as much regularity naturally as they're happening now when we've been seeing them on the news, but they do still occur. And honestly, the more antibiotics we have to fight something, the better we are off. So that's my contribution. Thanks for listening. Bye.